Before I get into the assembly instructions, just wanted to real quick show the additional plate horns I added. That one at the very top and then that one in the middle, because you can see they're like a 1-inch pipe. That came out real good. I hope that the manufacturer watches these videos. They need to come up with a way to kind of add or move or maybe just give you more holes, because I had to drill my own holes, which you can't tell because they're all just look like a bolt head. But if you guys could just give us a few more holes and a couple more plate holders, that'd be good. Now to the assembly instructions real quick, which I really like these instructions. They did a real good job with these. They show you every part that you've got, and every part comes wrapped and has a sticker on it saying, like, you know, CO4 or, you know, A28 or whatever. So you won't have to rummage through and guess. Everything is labeled inside the crate that it comes in. And then just your different isometric views. I mean, they do tell you, you know, step by step, but I didn't end up having to really read any of this because the pictures were so good. But this very first note is very important. Do not tighten the screws and bolts until you have assembled all the parts. And that is a big one. That's why they put 3 exclamation points in. It's in bold. I mean, hand tighten everything just with your fingers when you assemble it. Otherwise, you're going to have problems fitting stuff together. And then when you've got it fully assembled, then go through and tighten everything. A couple things. I'll tell you one mistake I made was this upright. They look identical. I got the whole thing together and I was running the cables. And I accidentally, this pulley is welded at a very certain angle. And it's the inverse on this side. Well, I accidentally flipped them. So when I went to run the cables, that pulley wasn't pointing at the other back pulley. They have to be aligned perfectly or the cables will grind and just destroy themselves. That only took me 10 extra minutes to fix. I was able to, without disassembling the whole machine, I was just able to take out the bolts that hold those uprights in and flip them and put them back in. Thank God. Let's see here. The one thing I was talking about with the like shock absorber pieces. Yeah, it's this picture, I think. And this picture, it shows the rubber bumper on top of that spotter arm, but on this side it shows it under the spotter arm. When I looked at this isometric view, originally I didn't look at both of them. I just assumed they'd be the same, so I put both of mine on top of the spring and under the spotter arm. And when I got the whole thing fully assembled, I was like, dude, why do I have 4 extra rubber bumpers? Which they don't even show you where the last 2 go. I guess they're just kind of spares. Cause they give you spare parts. This is all left over from the build. Just, and somehow one of my weights plates, because they have these nylon inserts on the plates, this has like almost like a gear inside. Well, that doesn't fit because the inside diameter of that ring is where the steel guide rods go for the weight stack. So for some reason I just had to pop one of these out, and they're meant to make it nice and quiet and so it don't scrape and grind, but since that it's just one weight plate randomly in the middle, it's no big deal. Somehow that happened at the factory. I'm not sure how that happened, but yeah, I mean, the instructions are real good, everything's labeled real good, and all the hardware, I mentioned in one of my other videos, almost all the hardware comes like this. Somebody put both the washers and a nut on every bolt, pretty much, that you need, so you don't even have to guess or go rummage through and find. You just instantly have what you need as soon as you pick it up. And they paid somebody extra to do that at the factory, and I like that because it helps us on our end on the assembly side, but really it helps them make sure they have every piece of hardware they need. 2 washers and a nut for every bolt. So I thought that was really smart. The cable routing takes no time at all. You don't even have to guess which cable's which. They got them color coded, which is super smart. And the red cable's a super short one, the green one's slightly longer, and then the blue one's a super long one. I mean, I just looked at the picture. I didn't have to really read anything. But yeah, Yeah, I really liked the assembly instructions. I thought they did a great job with those. Like I said, I didn't even have to, I'll look at the website name here. Sales 101 at Rulin.com. I might check that out. That's not, you think it would be like Fagus or Spart Fitness, I think was the name of the Amazon seller, which I ordered it and it came from California, and it took, I think I had it in like a week. I had it in a week. The day it says of delivery, though, is the day it actually gets to the heavy lift moving company. So if it says like it'll be delivered on the 24th, that's the day they're going to receive it. And then they're probably going to call you and be like, hey, schedule delivery. But yeah, I didn't have any real issues with the assembly except me accidentally putting that one, up brace right here on the wrong side, accidentally flipping them. But yeah, that's the assembly instructions.